We're always focusing on slightly different things, so I'll focus on the cross-disciplinary aspect of what we're doing at Bristol. This is the reverse side of thousands of business cards that I've had printed and liberally distributed all around the university at any of the open days. I could probably get accused of littering fairly soon and get fined, but anyway, they're absolutely everywhere in Bristol. And the reason I put it on screen is partly so I can promote our web address gratuitously, but it also gives you a sense of what we're doing. So like our colleagues, we're launching new degrees in childhood studies, geography, politics, social policy and sociology with quantitative research methods. And the key thing that you won't be able to read here but to pick up on is we're doing it in the form of a shared cross-disciplinary pathway designed to boost confidence in analysing, presenting and interpreting quantitative data. And we're very much playing to the employability part here, so enhance your job prospects, enhance your research skills, enhance your learning. This is slightly incongruous of me. At heart, I believe that education should be about knowledge for knowledge's sake, not because it should actually go on to get you a job, but as it's convenient to make the argument in this case, we do like to flag the employability credentials of these courses. And here's a glimpse of one of the posters, again, which appeared all over the university at Open Day. And again, it's talking about noticing enhance your job prospects, again, enhance your research skills, enhance your learning, and talking about a cross-disciplinary pathway. Again, designed to boost confidence in using quantitative data. And the structure of it is this is the key bit. Students typically spend 1/3 of their time on the pathway, and the remainder of the time is the same as for single honours students in childhood studies, geography, politics, sociology and social policy. And we're really emphasising to people it's enhancing, not replacing. About the last thing we want to do is to create a cadre of social statisticians. Not that I have any problem with social statisticians, I work with them all the time, but it's not what we're about. We're about working with sociologists and improving their quantitative skills. Actually, I think at heart we're about working with sociologists and improving their research method skills, but focusing on the quantitative side. Similarly, geographers with enhanced quantitative training, but we still want them to be sociologists, we still want them to be geographers, and everything that means in terms of their disciplinary identity. So the structure of our programs is something like this. So for 2/3 of the time, the students are doing the same, as I say, as any other single honours students. What we've done in order to not disrupt their disciplinary specific programs, in Bristol, like many universities in the first year, you have open units for 1/3 of your time. These open units are somewhat closed for students in our pathways, in the sense we dictate what open units they're going to have to do, and they're going to have to do these 2 open units, which are also available to other students. So we have a group of students on our programs, our with research methods programs, but the units we're offering on those programs are also open to other students in the university to take, and more of this was a pick and mix type of model. So we have our convincing stories, numbers, evidence, social science, which I'll talk more about in a minute, segregation and inequality in the UK. And really, I suppose this is teaching quantitative methods by the back door to some extent. We're more interested at this point in people just engaging in debates in quantitative social science that are relevant to their disciplines. We're not particularly interested at this stage in teaching them, I suppose, a classic statistics course. We're just interested in motivating the idea that numbers and data are useful and relevant to their discipline and to their studies. However, I don't think you can entirely get away from the fact that if you're going to do something quantitative, there are in fact core things that you need to know. I believe embedding quantitative skills into curricula, but I don't think that can actually be a replacement. I don't personally think that can be a replacement for teaching a core course in statistics and to some degree mathematical knowledge as well. I don't think there's any way you can get away from that really in quantitative social science. So this is our theory and practice, of course we should practice with an S, but as well as a C. So principles of quantitative social science, that is, if you like, our core stats course. Omitting geography students, and I'll explain why in a minute, conducting a research project using secondary data. And what I should have said, again, is this, well, I think I did say it, but just to emphasise, this is a shared pathway. Our students, sociology, childhood studies, geography, they're all coming together for these courses and then going back into their separate disciplines. And the second course is this is just gratuitously training students up to say, you're going to do a dissertation next year, so let's think about how we go about planning that dissertation. And then sure enough, in the third year, the Church You Can Do It year, they do the dissertation with quantitative research methods. And for those who want to, that should say year 4, we have an M-Sky year, a 4th year, for those who want to graduate with a master's, when we start teaching advanced quantitative methods for social policy and research. And that links to our doctoral training centres. And I do mean advanced. All students in geography, all human geography students, all of them do multi-level modelling, as it currently is, and hierarchical modelling. So I don't think that necessarily, despite the sort of the state of affairs in quantitative social science, I don't think that necessarily is a bar for students learning actually quite advanced methods and procedures within the social sciences. Why do you accept geography students here? It's because actually they have rather different backgrounds and different prior trainings to the rest of the students' sociology and childhood studies. I've already alluded, in fact, that geography students have more quantitative training than our other students already. And in Bristol, they tend to come with better maths skills in the first place. And that's going to create an interesting tension for us, because we've got these students on a shared pathway, but they are learning different things. In their own disciplinary teaching, and come with different levels of maths before they get to us on this pathway. Which would raise the question, so why do a shared pathway? So part of the argument would be there are pedagogic advantages. I could be very pretentious and talk about co-production of knowledge or something like that. But I think more simply, quantitative social science doesn't exist in disciplinary science. It hasn't for years. Research projects aren't conducted like that anymore. So we do see it as a good idea to bring the students together and explore themes across the social sciences. And yes, actually, it's far more efficient to us as well. It's far more efficient in terms of resources to bring them together and teaching separately. But it certainly raises challenges. And I basically want to just finish by flagging some of those challenges. So we've had one of our open units, which was mentioned, convincing stories, numbers as evidence, social science. That's already been going for 2 years due to previous funding from the ESRC. And if I just flick through that, we're teaching about themes and ideas in social science. I'm going to flick through this at great speed and just cut to the chase. So we have some students for whom this has been very successful, and it's increased their confidence in learning maths. But then we have other students who haven't enjoyed the experience at all. So basically we end up with sort of 3 groups of students: those who really like quantitative approaches and want more of it, those who didn't like it when they started it and liked it even less by the time they'd finished our unit, and those who we've managed to convert. And of course it's this group and this group we're interested in trying to attract into our courses, but there are considerable challenges of teaching in this cross-disciplinary model. And I've been reminded I've talked for far too long, so I'm going to shut up. Thank you.